Yeah, I'm here with Big LOZ.
How you doing? Good to see you.
Good to see you again.
It's really good, yeah. Enjoy.
Arm Wars.
Yes.
So we have Titan House, we have Dark Card. We're not really going to talk about that, but I want to hear your thoughts. So about arm wrestling.
Yeah.
You're an ex-strongman, right? But you still do active training?
Yeah, I mean, I don't do so much strongman anymore. I still train in the gym
General.
5 days a week.
You look like that.
Yeah, I like bodybuilding stuff. I still deadlift a little bit of like benching, but just more bodybuilding stuff. Still like to lift heavy weights, just because, I'm nowhere near as strong as I used to be, but it's been my whole life lifting weights, so I can't not. Just more mentally than anything else, training helps.
It's like breathing.
Yeah, it's just part of who I am. So I still train in the gym 5 days a week, and now incorporating some more arm wrestling. I try to get to the arm wrestling club when I can. I'm very much like yourself, busy all over with the strongman stuff. I know you do it with the arm wrestling. So when I'm home, I try to go to the club, each week, but there's 20 weekends of the year that I can't go. So it's getting better, but I'm trying to put a little bit more work into some gym training as well to keep that consistency and learn the arm wrestling movements.
So as a former strongman yourself, so what do you think is a great avenue for strongman? Because they put their health online. Arm wrestling is much safer compared to that, right? There's of course everyone that's afraid that they're gonna break their arm or something, right? But it's much safer as soon as you learn it and you kind of go through conditioning.
I've had so many people say, "Oh, why are you getting into arm wrestling? It's so dangerous." And my response is, "Did you watch my strongman career? I tore both my quads, my hamstring, both biceps, my lat." So many injuries I had doing strongman. So arm wrestling, okay, I get a sore arm, but it's fine. I can still go to work the next day. So for me, arm wrestling is giving me a competitive avenue that I think when you retire from a professional sport, my whole life I've done sport, even from like 3 years old. I was British champion at Kung Fu first. I competed in rugby, athletics. I've always been sporty. So to get to a point where you're like, what do I do now? It's weird. I'm working hard. I'm very happy with my life. Things are good, but I needed that thing that was just for me.
Competitive.
Yeah. And so when you're on the table, I've had a few matches, and when it's someone that's a close level to you, it feels good.
Even like practice. I love practice.
I love practice.
You just go there and it's fun, right?
It is. It's very much
it's
so.
It's small competition every single time.
Yeah. My wife kind of laughs at me because I just get excited to watch arm wrestling on TV. I love going to the club and training with the guys. And I'm not trying to become a pro or anything like that. I've had a whole career being a professional athlete, but I just love it. And sometimes it frustrates the hell out of me when you're like, I'm supposed to be stronger than this guy, and they'll kick your ass. But I love when you suddenly, something clicks and suddenly you can access that power. I'll arm wrestle one guy and he's beating me, and then just a slight adjustment, someone will show you, and then that power comes through and you suddenly feel a lot stronger. So it's fun, and it gives me that, that competitiveness I loved competing. I always did. And I love training. Like people say, "Oh, I thought you retired. Why are you still training?" It's like, it's just part of me. I'm still going to train. I might not lift the weights that I used to lift, but I love training. No, I definitely shouldn't. But yeah, it's just fun for me.
Also, you said, I know you watch arm wrestling.
Yeah.
Right. So Eddie Hall, Brian Shaw. I think first was great that two big names as they get into arm wrestling.
Yeah.
And then the match delivered.
It was awesome.
Right?
Yeah. I think it was much better than everyone expected.
I think everyone at the start, listen, the video that Eddie posted with him doing like this, I'm like, why are we doing this? And then I would say Neil Pickup.
Neil did a brilliant job with him.
Yeah. Neil's amazing on that one.
It's always interesting talking to Neil and listening to him. And I see him a lot at the Strongman events.
Of course, yeah.
And you try and pick his brain, but I think to have 2 hours a week or something where he's drilling things into you and you can pick things up properly, and Eddie's a smart athlete.
Yes.
You can see, I think the two things we saw from that match is Brian wasn't maybe quite as good as people were expecting.
Absolutely.
Why we expect him to be so good? He's new to arm wrestling.
Yes, it's just a big guy. Give him 11.
Yes. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
And Eddie was better than I think we expected. And I think Eddie's mind games were brilliant. He's good at that kind of thing. Me and Brian are much more quiet, and I think you could see Brian was getting pissed off with it.
He's getting very pissed off.
But it was good. And I think just lots more eyes coming onto arm wrestling has been good.
I think that match absolutely did what was necessary. So we have Titan House. So we have some of the strongest female
Yeah.
strong woman on the planet, right? We have the reigning world champ and
Yep.
3-time champ and the GOAT for female
Yeah,
strongman,
Donna
right?
Moore's here. Yeah, there's Donna, Rebecca, who's the current champion. I actually trained Rebecca, so it's cool, and she has some amazing leverages and hand strength.
Yes.
Her hand strength is just crazy. At the moment, she probably feels uncomfortable on the table, but
Of course.
when she learns to connect everything, she's going to be a beast.
Because Neil was like looking at King of Table. He's like, who should Barbora face next, right? Because Barbora is, what is it, 190,
Yeah.
120, big, built for this, been arm wrestling, still very young, 25, 24, but she needs competition.
She needs some competition.
And I think if we can get the spark where, like, the idea is not for them to understand, like, oh, you just understand arm wrestling, now you're going to be champ. You like this.
Yes.
This was fun, right? I think for arm wrestling, the fun part is as soon as you beat someone, you're like, oh.
I think enjoying it is the most important thing.
Yes.
Because if they don't enjoy it, it doesn't matter how good they are, they won't
Yes.
stick with it.
Yeah.
So first is just get them to enjoy arm wrestling, get them to learn the fundamentals,
Yeah.
and then see if they want to take it to that next level. Obviously, they've got great genetics, but they have to enjoy it first. You coach, I coach. I've seen so many talented young athletes, but they don't stick with it, or they get super good by 19, 20, and then they don't progress. It's important.
Some people, I think it's two ways. So you're really bad, you can't get better, or you're really good and it's so boring.
Yeah.
I think you need somewhere in the middle.
In the middle, yeah.
I think for strong men, strong women coming into this, because they have this one plane of motion they're used to doing, now it's putting all this together. It's kind of complicated and it's a challenge.
It takes time.
Most people like challenges, especially competitive people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, just from my own experience coming from strongman to arm wrestling, sometimes that strength is a disadvantage.
Yes.
Especially early on when
Yes.
you're trying to
Just power through.
Yeah, my first person I ever arm wrestled was Mindus Dolskus. I didn't know who he was. I was like, I'm just crap at this. This guy's a damn beast. And actually, like, training with him, as good as he is, was a bad thing because he was almost too strong to train with. And I was just trying to be strong in the wrong position. So I found it actually better to train with some weaker people that allowed me to flow through a bit more, try and learn to connect positionings. And I still need that, obviously. You know, I'm still early stages, but that helped me a lot more than just going against the best, strongest guys. And I think if you chuck these athletes against the best guys too early, they're going to struggle. And obviously, they're going to lose, and they're going to lose, like, the enjoyment.
Yes.
It's important to just protect them a little bit and keep them in the right level.
I agree. Figuring out what, like, if Eddie wants to stick with it, that's the hard part. If Brian definitely wants to stick with it, right? So giving him the next opponent, it's very big challenge, I think. There's a lot of talks of, you know, like, I think him and Leonidas, but Leonidas is really good in my opinion.
Leonidas is too strong.
Moves really fast, like, good.
What I'm trying to do myself is, like, I've started entering just some competitions. Just no pressure, no cameras, just go and arm wrestle some lower level arm wrestlers and get that experience. And I think it'd be good for someone like Brian. It's hard because he has
Super
such
match,
a...
yes.
He's
He's
got
super matches, it kind of sucks.
Yeah, you got put him against the top level arm wrestler that nobody knows, and they're going to beat him, and it doesn't look good on Brian.
I talked with a guy yesterday, Noah, and he said he competed 19 times last year. He said, I entered everywhere I could. He said, the competition. And I think he was second behind Mindaugas in the Nationals. Yeah. So I was like, nice. Yeah. Right? So you need that experience. You can't buy experience.
That's my goal this year, is just take every opportunity I get, do as many competitions, do as many super matches. Yeah. Because so far I've only done one super match and one tournament. Yeah. So it's still very little time on the table. And I know with strongman I had to compete to learn, and I lost many times before I won. Yeah. So, you guys have worked your way up, and you probably didn't win every single time when you're starting out.
No, still don't. But the thing is, I think you start like this is you losing versus you winning, and it changes like this. Yeah. Right. Closer you get, there's less people that can beat you. Sure. And it gets harder. The thing is, it does get harder. Yeah. Somewhere in the middle, it's always been hard. Like, you know, you in the middle, and there's 10 guys that can beat you. Yeah. Eventually, there's maybe 2 guys that can beat you, but they're very dangerous. You don't want to lose. Yeah. So the pressure changes, but I just love it.
Yeah.
Like I love. You saw me on stage, right? I just love. I want to arm wrestle. I'm there to arm wrestle someone. I'm not there to do other stuff. I just want to arm wrestle, and I love this stuff. And I think if we can get this out for people to understand, if you do it correctly, it's safe.
Yeah.
It's cool. The competition aspect of it is awesome, because you can go and practice, like you literally can have hundreds of matches, right? And there'll be guys you win, there are guys you lose, and those you lose, you be like, you have to think, right? You win, you feel good, right? You come back week later, you still don't you can beat him, okay, you came closer, you know?
Yeah.
So I think it's all fun.
I think sometimes losing is great as well, because it makes you hungry.
Yeah.
And you kind of like, you look at why you lost. Whereas sometimes when you win, you're just like, I'm just great.
Yes, and there's nothing to gain.
Yeah.
Like even I have spoken to Levin many times, and he looks like a brute, but he's very intelligent guy, and he's like the matches that doesn't like give me anything, like where I don't challenge myself, they give me nothing.
Yeah.
I get nothing from it. So everyone needs it.
Yeah, it's hard when you're that level. You said like with Barbora.
Right?
Okay, Gabby gave her a match.
And she's the only one.
And she's the only one.
She's the only one.
So they can't keep going against each other. You need some different
yeah,
opponents.
Yeah. Gabby versus Barbora 10.
Yeah.
So hopefully the Titan House works out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you also have to do some training still today.
Definitely. Looking forward to just getting on the table and learning from some of the awesome arm wrestlers.
It's always a pleasure to see you. From time to time, watch your videos to see some, especially when the competition's going around. I follow Ivar Schmokestels.
Yes, I love Ivar.
Yeah, I'm trying to get him. If we can figure something out, I'll get him. He lives not far from me.
That would be cool. You have to let me know. I'll try and come over. It'd be good to do like a trip over and get on the table and learn from you guys. That would be really cool.
Because one time I think Martin Schlitzes came over, but we couldn't connect. Yeah. I don't know him, but we could definitely figure something out.
Yeah, definitely.
Because he's also Latvian roots, but lives in the USA. We can get Strongman into this. I think it helps everyone, right?
Just trying to strongman. Strongman, arm wrestling, powerlifting, whatever. I love all forms of strength.
Yes.
So
and strength communities, like it's probably one of the nicest.
Yeah.
Even though it's mostly individual, right? There's a lot of places where there's competition is so high where everyone kind of stabs everyone in the back.
Yeah.
Like you see what's going on here. Like it's funny how the crowd will change positions depending who's winning or who's losing, right?
Yeah. It's like when Levin's, like everyone loves Levin, but you want him to lose.
yes.
Because you're like, okay, we need someone else now.
Yeah, come on, dude, do something. Do something. Pleasure to see you.
Thank you very much.
Always.
It's cool. Sure. I'd love to come over at some point. It'd be really cool.
Let's do that.
Awesome.
Let's do that. Thank you.